Welcome to this module. In this module, we're going to learn how to use our WP forms. A form, majorly, it's an access for you to get information from people, maybe a contact form. You want to quickly ask people to fill in some information so you can reach out back to them. This is mostly used in place of a live chat, or if you don't want to display your emails or list of emails on your website. For this module, we're going to be using the WP forms. The WP forms offer a free form to use. We have other forms like the gravity form, we have the we forms, we have contact form 7, we have super forms, and so many of them out there. There's also formidable forms. All these are majorly contact forms that we can use. For this particular one, we're going to be using WP forms. For you to use it, install your WP forms as a plugin, activate it, and click on forms. So we'll go to add a new form. Now it has its own page builder that allows you to build beautiful forms quickly. Now you can work with samples like your simple contact form, newsletter form, or your suggestions form. These are the basic samples that you have. Or you can start with a blank form. So for this, we'll quickly start with a blank form. I will call the name of the form LH form. I will select blank. And once that is done, it will load the form interface for. So you can see that we don't have any field here. There are some basic fields that you can use as a free users, and we have other fields that are only available to you when you are a pro user. The basic free tools are very useful and can be used on major websites without the need of all the pro functionality that are available here. So let's get started quickly. So I'll take the name. So once you click, it appears here. You can now make changes to it. To make changes to this area, just click on it. It comes to the field option. So I can change the name if I want. So I can make it full name if I want to call it, or for example, your full name instead of just name. So that will be the title of this part. How do I want it? First name, last name, or first name, middle name, and last name. I can make changes to that. Do I want to add a description? For example, please enter full name. So that's it quickly. Do I want to make this field required, which means you can complete this form without filling this set of fields? Then I'll put the option, then I go to advanced. Under the advanced, I can increase the size of this entire form. So you notice it's ending here. I can increase it to large. Make sure you use the full width of the place. I can introduce some placeholder to it if I want. For example, I can introduce something like first name. Now this is important if you want to take out the title from showing inside the form. If you want to take out the title from showing inside the form, you can use this. Then we'll call it our middle name. Then we'll call this last name. So I'm going to explain that to us quickly. So if I hide the label, it will now take out this part, so I can only see the label here not showing anymore. Do I want to hide the sub label? Yes. So I'm going to just see first name, middle name, and last name, and that way it makes my form more beautiful with the placeholder functionality. Then I go to the next one to add a new field, so I can add other information. For example, I want to accept phone numbers because phone number is part of the full feature. I can always use my single text functionality to represent my phone number. So I just call this phone number. I come here, make it required, come to options, advanced. I'll select the option to either be full width or to be medium or small. So if, for example, I want to use phone number and verification of the phone number at the same time, I can use this functionality quickly and select small. So do I want to have a placeholder here? So I can say, for example, 23480 or whatever the number is, and put it there quickly. Do I want to hide the label? Do I want to limit the length? Now this is where it comes for you to use that as your phone number. So if the maximum numbers you want to accept is 13, so it's going to be 13 characters. You can see that. So characters will work well for phone numbers. Then you can make some changes here if you want to add all the changes to it. Now if you want to make this to show and you want to have something at the other side of it, so you can use your layout functionality, select this and select this part of it. So it means if I duplicate this element now and I call the second one here alternative phone number, take out the copy, Then I come here, take this out quickly, select this, now select 2. It then means by the time I'm previewing, this phone number and the other one will be standing next to each other. I can now even make this to be medium and also make this to be medium if I desire to make it that way, but it will be standing next to each other. But for you to make it fun, I can always leave it medium or small. I can add more elements here, like the drop down option, like you want to ask them for some information that you want. You can ask them for checkbox, like do you want this, do you want that. You can also request for email. So let's assume I want an email address. I click on the option, then I can say required. Do I want to enable email confirmation? Yes, it means the person would have to put in the email twice to be sure the email is correct. I can make it full width if I want. I can hide the label like we did previously. I can hide all those information if I don't want them to work. So I can allow list or delete. There are a lot of functionality that I can use here. Then I can put my caption. If I want to use a number slider, I can also introduce here a number slider that allows the person to select a value. So it's going to be 1 to 100. For example, how will you rate support? Can you just do 1 to 10, just like we have here, or 0 to 10? How do you rate support? Then you can come to the advanced option and make this large, and the default value is 0. Then default value display equals to 0. Increments by 1. Will it be increasing by 1 or by 2 or by 3 or by 4? Depending on how you want it to work by the time you preview that functionality. So these are some of the basic functionalities that we have under here. Now the next part we'll look at is the settings. We'll go to the settings. So under the settings we'll have the name of the form like we filled before. You can give it a description. You can put the submit button. You can change it to maybe apply or contact or whatever you desire. Then we'll have the notification, what will be sent to the user or to the admin. So you can make some changes here and you can use what we call the smart tags. So instead of having all fields, I can decide to go into the smart tags and select full name separately and select all the information I need, number slide, the email, and every other details that I need from the form. Then we'll go to the confirmation, the message that displayed to them when they have submitted a form. So it can be show a page if you want, it can be go to a URL if you want, or you can display a message directly to them. If you have filled all this, you can click on save. Once you save your changes, you can either embed these, select the option to use your short code, or put it directly inside your page. So because we're using Elementor page builder, we're going to quickly do that inside our page for you to see how it works. So if I want to use the short code, I copy out this code here and take it to my page and just paste it under any of the pages that I want. So I'll just create a new page here quickly. I will select contact us, just type in contact us as the name of the page. I select default, select to canvas. I'll just save as draft first. Then I click on edit with Elementor. And this will open my Elementor builder interface for me. And from this point, I can now quickly make changes to the builder. So what I need here, remember, is the WP forms. So I just select create WP forms. So it looks for the forms. So you can see that's my form. You can see the information that we imputed, name, middle name, last name. Can you see where we use the phone number? Can you see how it's showing now? Can you see that it's now displaying them side by side because we introduced the layout functionality. So I can put the display option. Do I want to display the name of the form? Do I want some advanced basic option to make some changes to these? Maybe the background area, if I want to add some colors to that area, make changes to your colors and do other things basically from here. If you're done with this, you can quickly click on publish, or like you say, to preview quickly on your Elementor page builder area, you can just close down the panel here and you can preview. Can you see that? You can preview your form. So you want, put in the name, put in other things. So let's publish that so we can see it fully. Publish. I will click on have a look, so it opens on a new tab for us. So these are contact form. So we'll just fill in the information that we want. Come to the slide and just slide it. Can you see? Beautiful, beautiful. So the email, we can just fill in the emails that we want. Then the phone number that we want and click on submit. So phone numbers, we don't have phone numbers there yet, so we'll just put the phone numbers. Remember, we said it's a maximum of 13. So you see, once it gets to 13, it stops allowing you to put in any other number. It says it's up to 13, but it can collect. And below that, so we'll just put in numbers here, alternative number, then we'll say submit. And voila, we've been able to submit our form. That's the thank you message that we asked the form to display. Remember, all you have to do first is to come and create the form from your WP Forms. And once you're done creating the form, you can make changes to your form within your WordPress Elementor page builder. Thank you and have a nice day.